Hey guys, what's up? It's Nico again here. And in this episode, I give you Neil. He is the co-owner, right? Neil, co-owner?
Yeah, co-founder
Co-owner
owner.
of the digital
Yep.
taxidermy. And so we're going to talk about his business process, the types of products that he sells, how he runs his shop, and stuff like that. So without further ado, sorry. As always, the link to this episode is going to be in the description below. If you're listening from your podcast player, it's going to be in the show notes down in the description as well. And make sure you guys stay until the end of the episode for a product idea that you can sell so you can get started in your own 3D printing side business. All right. So, Neil, my man,
How's it going, buddy?
how's it going? Where are you at, brother?
So we're in the UK. We're based
UK,
in East Anglia. So
East Anglia.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
So
I
you
was
know the
watching Last
bulgy.
Kingdom on
Yep.
Netflix. A lot of
Yep.
that
Basically
historical
there.
stuff on there, man. Great stuff.
Well, basically that's where we are, like in that part of the world, the East Anglia. Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool, man.
Mm.
So tell us about your business. What do you guys sell? What do you guys make? The digital
Right.
taxidermy is one of those, like, when I think taxidermy is like a stuffed platypus.
Yeah. Virtually get stuffed, right? So we we created digital taxidermy based around some ideas that I had and my business partner had. So originally I was very much into tabletop gaming,
Mhm.
and I noticed that there was a thriving market there, and after I got a 3D printer, I started using my CAD skills because I've been an engineer and a technician for many a year. So started using them to create 3D models for certain gaming terrains and templates and tokens and stuff. Started
Gotcha.
selling them on eBay.
Cool.
And then after a little while, my business partner, Theo, he started doing some CGI effects for one of his music videos that he was doing.
Mhm.
And he did a spaceship, which, if you actually look on our website, is the interstellar milk float. And
All
I
right.
thought
We'll
that
we'll link
looks
that we'll
cool.
link that website in the show
Yeah,
notes
boy.
in
Yeah,
the
check it out.
description.
www.digitaltaxidermy.co.uk. Right. But
All
we
right. We'll be sure to link that.
so I looked at his video and I was like, man, that's really cool. Like, you got some skills, man. Like, we check it out. Right. So I was like, send me the file, I'll print it out. So I printed it out, and then he started doing some photogrammetry, and we did
Mhm.
a couple of things. And then around about the November, just before COVID hit, we decided, right, do you want to look, mate, do you want to do something? Like, we'll set up a little company, make some extra money on top of our jobs and stuff, and just have some fun with it. And he eventually was like, yeah, okay, we'll do that. So we set that up, and we started looking at doing a website, and we were doing some eBay stuff and everything.
So,
And
so what is
then,
it? What is your flagship product? What is it that you guys sell?
I mean, so we've got quite a vast range of stuff. Probably the thing that we're most known for is our spool towers products.
Mhm.
And spool towers was an idea that we had when we took a look at the amount of wastage in 3D printing.
Mhm.
So what we did was we took a look at every person that prints filament PLA based 3D models, right? They end up with an empty spool, right? Got loads of them right here, right? Tons of them, empty
Mhm.
spools, right? So we created lots of little shells, which are like 4 walls thick all the way round, with details on that you can stick inside the spools and then stack them up, and you make towers which are scenery for your
That's
games.
brilliant.
So
Dude, that's awesome.
yeah,
That's really smart, man.
and we designed them as well. Yeah, thank you very much. Cheers. We designed them as well so that it was as thin as possible without compromising on details and quality, with no need for supports. So it's users like literally it uses the ends of a reel. So that little bit that you're like, I can't print anything with this. It's like where you can print one of them pieces and then you can stick it in
Nice.
the empty
So,
spool. Yeah, yeah.
so how'd you guys get your first clients, your first customers, and how'd you guys drive traffic to your website?
It's quite a big question, that. So first of all, it started out with me doing some bits on eBay. But
Hmm.
when we actually formed as Digital Taxidermy, our very first thing that we really sold to the public was cash for organs. So we did a future, dystopian future type organ donation pawn shop. So it's like, if you've got too many livers and not enough chairs, get down to Cash for Organs and we can help get you some money to get you the furniture that you desire, you know, that sort of thing. So and it was a little like corner shop with some medical things and a spinning door and everything. And it was designed for the Judge Dredd board games. So we designed that and we went onto Facebook and
Okay, so I
we
thought you were actually selling liver here for a second. It was just,
no.
it was terrain. Okay.
Yeah. Check
Oh,
it out on
bro,
the
I thought I was
website
gonna
when
have
you
to
get a
edit this
chance.
video.
Yeah. Check it out on the website. Like Cash for Organs, right?
Got
It
it.
was
Okay.
horrific. It was horrific. So we went to a Facebook group for the Judge Dredd board game, because it was like, that was exactly what we were sort of getting into, the sort of market that we figured we were going to appeal to. And like loads of them were interested. They wanted
Nice.
prints of
So
it.
you
They
got
wanted
into
files of it.
3D tabletop
Yeah,
gaming.
exactly. And
Okay.
then we followed that up with Limbs and Things, which was a restaurant with the thingiest things and guaranteed limbs, you know.
Holy
Um,
cow.
and the third in that line
So, and this,
was
by the way, guys, this is all terrain. Like, okay, I gotta explain to the people.
yeah. This
So a
is
game
legit
board will
gaming
have like
terrain.
terrain and buildings and stuff, and that's what he's talking about. He's not actually creating a butcher shop of human beings. Just
Not yet.
I want to let
Not yet.
everyone know.
We've got plans.
All right. So what happened next? So you started building these terrain buildings
Yeah.
for game boards.
So
what happened next?
so things started. So we got the interest going,
Hmm.
and
And this is all eBay, right?
Facebook, just on Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
Hey, we made a thing. Would you like to buy it?
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Simple. And then we started looking. We set up a company, eBay. We spoke to a friend of ours that was a web developer, and got him to start building us our website, which is
Okay.
now, you know,
So
been
you guys
rolling
are not
development.
selling on Etsy. You have your own website.
We sell on eBay, but we
eBay.
do.
Okay. So you're not on Etsy. You're on eBay. All right.
We
Cool.
do have our own website, because when we started, I wanted the flexibility to be able to do what we wanted to do, and I didn't want to be constrained by my mini factory, cults, or, you know, all of these other things. But we did
Right.
want to take advantage of the built-in marketing that's in eBay, because, you know, it's great. You know,
Gotcha.
you pay 10% and all that. So we got our website underway while we prepared our first Kickstarter, which
Okay.
was our dystopian future, which was like, you know, 40 buildings, like Cash for Organs, Limbs and Things, and the pleasure pods were
And
like
if you
the
don't mind me
main
asking,
ones.
what was the total raised for that Kickstarter?
Oh, it was like about £3,500. It wasn't much.
Okay. All
Like, but
right.
it was good. Don't get me wrong. But in the world of like the Kickstarters, it wasn't that much. Like,
Okay.
but it was very encouraging. And then when that was ready to be delivered, the website was ready to be launched. So we
Okay.
put all them on the website, and then made a few more models and started building that up. Because basically this is just after Corona hit.
Okay.
So
So how long have you guys been in
lockdowns,
business for?
uh 2 years, two
Two
and a
years.
half years. Yeah,
And
because when
and
Corona
as far
hit,
as
I
income
basically
goes, are you guys still in your full-time jobs, and this is still a side hustle for you guys?
no, this is what I do now.
Nice. So you
'Cause,
guys went
well,
straight full-time, huh?
I was a contractor before Corona hit, and I finished the job on Tuesday. On Thursday, lockdown was announced. I phoned up Theo and was like, "I do this now." So I spent the next 8 months, 26 hours a day, 8 days a week, designing, promoting, uploading,
Wow, you went
checking.
dive full in, man. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations.
yeah,
It looks like you guys are doing well, and
yeah.
you guys are doing great, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's working. It pays the bills. It keeps things going. I mean, it's been a lot of hard work. I mean, it's midnight here, and I'm still working. You know,
Hey,
but yeah,
it's
yeah.
the hours, right?
I make my own hours, so you know, it's like I can take days off when I
What is
like.
that
But
saying? I'd rather work 60 hours working for myself than 40 for somebody else. Something like
exactly.
that, right? 100 hours working for myself.
Yeah,
So what
exactly.
kind of machines do you use, man? I see is that an Ender back there
So
or a Prusa?
yeah, so we've got an Ender 5 Plus. We've got two Ender 3 Pros.
Okay.
We've got two artillery Hornets. We've got a Focus Odin, and we've got two Elegoo Saturns
Okay, so you are using resin because resin is what you would want to use for tabletop gaming.
for smaller detail stuff. So
Yes.
yes and no, and I can sort of go into that a little
Yeah,
bit.
go nuts,
Obviously,
man.
for miniatures, yes, because like you take a look at a lot of the things people design these really intricate things, and it's the only way to do it is with resin. Right? It's the only way you're going to get that detail.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
from my engineering background, one of the key things about design that I have developed is a design by the numbers, you know, and it's very apparent that if you use the right numbers, ratios, styles, and scales, you can get a lot of detail that is very replicable with an FDM printer. However, if your model isn't designed specifically for it, then it's not going to work.
I agree.
Yeah, there is some videos on our YouTube where I go through and explain it. There's a whole series of design tips where I explain what it is that we use to define quality within our products, how we design by these numbers, why a model specifically designed for FDM is great for detail, irrespective of whether it's resin or FDM or what. But
Gotcha.
obviously, you can't go the other way. If you're just making a model and then you're saying you've got to resin print it, then you've got to resin print it because
Yeah.
it just doesn't work
So
otherwise.
what design software are you using to design these things?
We use a bit of a mixture. So Theo is a master at Blender. Like he's absolutely amazing. But I take a look at it and I go, what?
Yeah.
No. Like and
Blender's my jam too, so
yeah,
it's all
fair
good.
play. I take a look at it, it's crazy, but I use SolidWorks, SketchUp. I actually use 3D Builder quite a lot, funnily enough.
Yeah.
But like I've had 20 years plus using SolidWorks, so that's more where I'm at, is more
Cool.
engineering type models. So
How do you come up with new items and new things to print for new products? How do you come up with products?
so Theo is really imaginative, you know.
So
Like to
Theo
be
is the one in charge of product development.
yeah, for now, like in the early days, like we were both like throwing out models all over the place. Like
Mhm.
if you take a look at the website, things like the World War II bunkers, they're mine. A lot of the artillery pieces, they're mine. Any of like the click together construction kits, they're mine. But if you look at the models that are actually cool, that people like, they're Theo's.
Gotcha. You're
You
Theo.
know,
All right,
if,
cool,
if
man.
it looks cool, it was Theo's model. So, you know.
So do you guys have design services as well, or are you straight just prints?
Yeah. So we will do custom designs if people come to us.
And you guys can charge a
So
premium for that because you're custom.
so yeah, there's a bit of a mixture thing. So we have done and do commercial work, which is charged out at daily rates,
Mhm.
um, because those sorts of jobs, you can't then take that material and then sell it again to the public, right?
Right, because it's exclusive to
If
them, right?
exactly,
So it
if
has to be
somebody
priced
comes,
into what you're
yeah,
going to charge them.
yeah, effectively. If somebody comes to us from eBay, for example, and says, I love this range of things that you do, but you don't have this model, can you do that? And depending on, so let's say it's one of the World War II bunkers. Now, there's a decent headroom in there for profit anyway. And it doesn't take, I've got a formula for making these now anyway, from like, templates
Right.
and
So you have
scraps
a
of wood and
workflow for
stuff.
it.
Yeah. So it's fairly easy for me to make those up. So I'll quite often maybe just put like a tiny premium on top of the print cost for that design, but then it goes out in the world and it sells,
Nice.
because
You
obviously
guys sell
they've
files
come
too, I presume.
yeah, sell files too.
Great. So you guys, so that was my next question. Do you guys, so you sell physical products, obviously,
Yep.
right? And you sell
Yep.
the digital files for others who have 3D printers, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So
So we do.
go ahead, go ahead.
So so we do Kickstarters for new product ranges, and then smaller product launches. And like if we've had product requests and stuff, then they just get launched direct onto the website.
Nice. So for the physical prints, what kind of margins are you looking at?
I mean, the physical prints are fairly good, like to be quite honest. I mean, so as a sort of standard pricing model, we charge about £3 per print hour, right?
Wow.
Which,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, that covers, filament,
That's
energy,
incredible
time,
because standard
postage.
before was two.
Yeah. So that's our standard method of calculation,
Okay.
and then we take a look at the price and then market normalize because we have a little bit of flexibility there, and that also
Nice.
gives
Nice. So
us
that puts
the.
you at, geez, 85 to 95% margins. My God.
It's good. Yeah.
That's that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's why I was like, wait a minute, that's high. Good
It's
job,
good.
man.
Yeah. I mean, so
And how big are these
again,
prints?
it depends on the model. I mean, so we're talking like so the thing that I print a lot of specifically is like Theo does like the resin prints, and he prices them up. I'm not entirely sure his pricing structure. I get him to price them up and move them on. But when it comes to FDM, like so the bunkers, for example, quite often, they're like 12-15 hour prints. If you go into 150 scale, like that can literally take days. Now when you've got those ones that are taking days, you're not charging £3 an hour for them. You just can't. But if you've got ones that take like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, you're then like, well, actually in the realm of tabletop scenery and tokens and everything, actually your margins are quite high. So in fact, you make more money per hour the smaller the print is.
Yeah, I agree.
It's straight up is it
Especially if,
is
if it's, I don't know if you guys have a belt printer. I don't remember hearing you say you have one, but a belt printer would
I
increase that even more because it's going.
no,
It's going.
it really doesn't. Like, so I
No?
had a CR30. I backed their Kickstarter and I had one.
Uh-huh.
Um, and one of the biggest problems that I found, our models are designed to print without supports,
Oh,
right? So none of our models require supports,
okay.
right? So
Less waste. Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So so we're printing without supports anyway, right? So there's no waste, there's none of that. But when you go onto the belt printer, because of the way that the print head is set up, right? A lot of the models that we have designed for no supports won't print on the belt printer without supports.
Gotcha.
Because it's so
So
I
that,
was
that sounds
on
like
the
a software problem with this
well, I
life,
was
but
asking. Well, I was asking on the forums, how do I get over this? They were saying, well, you've got to put it up at 45 degrees, so you've got to put a
yeah,
wedge under it.
you
And
got
I
to
was
angle it
like,
differently. Yeah.
no,
Gotcha.
So it's
Gotcha.
like, and there's that interesting thing with quality and the leading edges on the belt printer, and I just was never really happy with it. So
Gotcha.
I sold it and went back to the normal ones, to be fair.
Cool. So what's working today in terms of marketing? How are you guys getting more customers? How are you guys building this thing to grow?
It's a mixture of things. So obviously Facebook advertising. We put a fair bit into Facebook advertising.
So you guys bought Facebook ads?
Oh yeah,
Nice. How
loads.
did that work?
Um, I mean, it works. Some campaigns are better than others, and we usually have about £10 a day running anyway.
Mm.
Just sort of like
And what's the
there's
return on that?
I mean, it's good.
It's
Basically, it
good.
works
Okay.
out about like 10. We put in about 5 to 10% of our income annually into Facebook advertising.
Cool. Sweet.
So which is kind of about where you want to be, to be fair. I'd like to branch into doing like Google ads as well, but just like the targeting for the niche that we're in just seems like an absolute mess. It looks like
Gotcha.
you could end up spending a lot of money for not a lot of return. Um, then you've got the internal advertising of eBay, which is great. That gets you the exposure for the printed items. And then Kickstarter. So launching the products on Kickstarter gets us the exposure of Kickstarter's advertising, plus the boost in income that you get from doing the Kickstarter. So you do the Kickstarter has linked back to your website. People go to the website, download some files, potentially like some of the free files, potentially buy some files. We also then give out a voucher at the end of the Kickstarters for everybody if they want to purchase add-ons from the website. So then that generates some more sales, and then also you've got 300, 400, 600 people that have come to that Kickstarter that are coming to your website to collect those, which is a purchase, which then also gets them into the email marketing as well. So obviously we send out newsletters, we send out regular discount codes, we send out all sorts of different materials. I mean, loads of discount codes, so each month people are getting like discount codes, things like we don't mind about that. It's like, we don't mind offering discounts, especially on like the STL products. If you come back for repeat business, here you go, have some money off, dude. Like,
Sure.
seriously.
Sure.
Come check it out.
That's awesome, man. So what's next for you guys? It's amazing that you guys went straight full time immediately after COVID, and you're like, let's do this thing. So
Yeah.
what's next for digital taxidermy? Where are you guys going with this, man?
Big things, man. Like, so we've got connections with some people that work in film and TV. So we do a lot of work for and because I used to work in set building anyway. And so we've got some connections with some people that work in there. So we do CAD work and design work behind the scenes that people don't see for them, which generates some additional income. Obviously there's going to be more Kickstarters and expansion. We're looking at doing things for like cosplay items and stuff like that. But the biggest thing is going to be a kind of infrastructure change. So the website is going to go from being our web store to becoming a multi-vendor marketplace. So we are not just then going to be hosting our own things, but we're also going to be, we're effectively turning ourselves into our own version of Colts or My Mini Factory.
Nice,
But
man.
on a smaller scale with building up, so it's not just going to be instantly, because we don't have the investment for that.
Nice,
I
man.
mean, like you're talking, if you wanted to do something like My Mini Factory, it's like, here's 250 grand.
Right,
No,
right.
we can't do that. So we're starting slow, but we're first of all getting the multi-vendor marketplace set up. We've got a few vendors that are interested. We've already delivered a few Kickstarters from other creators because we deliver every Kickstarter through our own website. So there's no Google Drive links. There's no hosting worries. We've got all that sorted. We give out individual collection codes. Everything is secure and safe, So the advantage of starting off with our own proprietary setup gives us the flexibility to move on and create our own journey. So
Cool.
that's where we're headed.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
So that's it really for us, dude. That's all I have. So for everybody watching and for everybody listening, if you're on a podcast player, Niel, give us your number one tip for people listening for when they want to start a 3D printing side hustle.
Well, the first thing that I always give to people that want to start any kind of a business, start with what you've got, right? Use what you have to make your scratch to generate your investment. If you're starting out and you're like, I need 10 grand to do this, stop, right? Work out how you can get to 10 grand from what you've got. Don't start borrowing money. Don't start getting in debt, because at that point, you're starting off behind and you're committed, right? If you're just using what you have, what's around you, or what is available to you, you can walk away from it at any time.
Yeah, you got to be scrappy when you start a side hustle, man. You got to be scrappy when you start business. You can't
turn around.
Start, behind. I totally agree. When I started Nico Industries, it was cash. It was off my own pocket. Started it.
Digital taxidermy has started off of nothing, zero input. It all started when my brother bought me a printer for my birthday, which is the end of 3 right there.
That's awesome.
3 years ago.
Matt Corey from episode 2 was given a 3D printer for Christmas by his wife, and that's exactly how he started as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, never turn around and say, this 10 grand is going to get me to 1 million.
No,
it may do, but it might just end you in tears,
Yeah.
Don't need that pressure.
All right. So that's that episode. Again, I told you guys to stay till the end of the episode to get a product idea. And today's product idea, while I have Niel here, is going to be, ready? Bathroom stuff. So Niel's like, what? Bathroom stuff.
Okay.
So you can do custom soap dishes, custom soap dispenser, stuff like that. You can actually 3D print, like that paw. Have you seen those? Like, it's in Japan. You press on the soap dispenser and like a paw comes out of the bubbles.
Okay. Yeah.
You can, that's all just a mold for when the foam comes out. So you can actually 3D print that and put that on there.
Like the Baby Yoda toothpaste heads.
Yeah, exactly. So the Baby Yoda toothpaste head, you can do custom shower heads. I know I have a Squirtle shower head, the water Pokemon.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's in my kid's bathroom right now. I inserted it, and then my kids say, Squirtle, use water gun, and they'll turn the shower on and water comes out of Squirtle's mouth.
Nice.
So stuff like that, you guys. There's so much you guys can do with 3D printing. Seriously.
Yeah, your imagination is the limit.
Yeah, there's no limit to what you can do with this machine. And your margins are ridiculous. Niel's at 85 to 95% margins, you guys. This is bananas. So Niel, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for all your knowledge. I'm hoping digital taxidermy does well with everything, especially with the vendor program. I know I started one. I failed miserably, and I hope you guys do well from it. For everyone else, if you guys want to start your 3D printing side business, or if you already have a 3D printing business and you want to take it to the next level, message me. The links are in the description below. You guys can follow 3D Printer Profits, where I teach you guys exactly my system for how I built a multi-six-figure business with 3D printing. Niel, again, thank you so much for having me and having you on the show. And I appreciate you, man.
Buddy. No problems. If you need us for anything else, feel free to give me a shout. I'd be happy to come and chat to you again.
Will do. Links,
yep.
Niel's links are in the description below. If you're watching on YouTube and in your podcast player, it's in the show notes. I'll catch you guys later.
Yep. Check it out. See you later.
All right, Niel. So tell me about this other Kickstarter.
Yeah. So, well, that was spool towers. So the design for the towers with the spools and the filament and everything.
And how much did this make in Kickstarter?
Yeah. So it rolled into £18,000.
Fuck me. See, I can't say fuck on the thing. This is going to be bonus material.
It was brilliant. Like, it really made us thought that we would made it, because it was our second Kickstarter after Dystopian Future. So it was amazing. Like, we were so over the moon, and that's why then we've developed it. We've done spool tanks and spool. So
have you guys done more Kickstarters since?
Yeah, I mean, we've done like about 12 different Kickstarters. So there's been,
and they've all been profitable.
They have. I mean, this is the interesting thing, is like, so Spool Tower 2 reached 18,000, but then the next one, True Common, that only made 7. And then we started looking at other ways of using Kickstarter and how to make it work. The Lost Biolab only made 5,000, and basically we've been middling between 6,000 and about 12,000, like, for all of our Kickstarters, and we're still trying to work out that secret sauce.
That's still incredible, man. For you guys to basically be still trying to figure it out, for you guys to make that kind of revenue, and it's basically free product.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I shouldn't say free. It's no cost to you guys, because it's crowdfunded, right?
So here's the
second thing about that is you guys are actually you're testing the market, they're funding your product all at the same time. And it's, it gives you guys inventory. It's such a great way to do things.
Well, here's the math. It's like, with the time that you have invested in an STL or a model, right? You can't expect selling STLs to make your investment back within 2 years. Yeah. So every model that you make to sell as an STL, you're looking at around about, and this is still finger in the air comparison, about a 2-year debt on that from when it makes enough sales to make your money. Kickstarter helps to supplement that, to be able to get you your 2 years for making that set up front. So as a release platform for a new set, a new idea, it's fantastic, because it takes away a lot of that risk, Yeah.